Good morning, everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome back to the Conscious Living Spirit Center. Today is January 3rd, and nothing better than start the year maintaining our connection with our spirituality, with God, and talking about things that can uplift our spirit for a new year. I see Iracema. Happy New Year to you too, Iracema, Susana. I trust you all can hear me well. Hello, Carmen. Good morning to you too. Today, we would like to start with a reading of the book, The Way, the Truth, and the Life from Francisco Cândido Xavier by the Spirit Emmanuel. And then we will, as usual, go to our initial prayer. And we'll pass to our lecture. And we have today a new friend that we have met today, Lia Gouveia from Virginia. And Lia will talk about faith for a new year. How timely is the topic? Good morning, Abigail, Carlos, Juan. Welcome, everyone. So, from the book, The Way, the Truth, and the Life, Lesson 42, Praise to the Good. And it is these are some reflections from Emmanuel from the letter of Paul to the Romans, chapter 2, verse 10, when he said, "But praise, honor, and peace to anyone who does good." Maliciousness usually leads people to wrongful interpretations of the good if it does not stem from their own particular religious confession, their work environment, or their familial community of which they are a member. Self-centeredness makes them believe that anything holy, good, can only be done by them or by theirs. This is one of the worst characteristics of the personality. The good emanates incessantly from God, and God is the Father of all. It is through good persons that the Most High toils against the sectarianism that has transformed his earthly children into consummate combatants that commit pointless and bloody acts. No matter how forcefully spontaneous teachings from heaven convoke people to realize this truth, they continue their offensive, threatening, and destructive attitudes towards one another. Even so, the Father blesses the good wherever it is to be found. It is crucial that we not focus on individuals per se, but that we observe and understand the good that the Supreme Lord sends us through them. What does people's outward appearance matter anyway? How does their nationality, name, or color really concerns us? Let's grasp the message they have brought us. Even if they are devoted to evil, they still deserve the good that we may offer them. But if they are good and sincere within their area of service, then they deserve peace and honor from God. And with this, dear friends, for those who would like to follow us in the initial prayer, we invite everyone to bring our minds and our hearts together for this next few minutes. And first of all, calm ourselves and elevate our minds in gratitude to God for giving us an opportunity to begin a new chapter in our present existence. We thank you, God, for all the blessings that we receive every day, our health, our family and friends, the blessings of the teachings brought to us by Jesus, our Master, and the Spiritist doctrine, which help us to become stronger and overcome our inner challenges. We thank the good spirits, our guardian angels, our protector spirits who are always with us, mostly anonymously in the background, giving us inspiration and strength. Thank you for all your support and assistance. And Master, we ask you please to bless all of those not as fortunate as we are, those who lost their jobs, those who are now distant from their family members, unable to see them, those who have their heart in pain because they lost their loved ones. Please give us the strength and give them the strength and the hope that your gospel enlighten in our hearts. May all of those discarnating through the pandemic receive in your words and your examples the hope and the joy of continuing our life here on earth and in the beyond. And finally, Master, please bless our friend Lia in her reflections, those studies that she prepared with so much care for all of us. Thank you, and so be it. Dear friends, with that, I would like to introduce you to Lia Gouveia. Hi, Lia.
Good morning, Marcos. How are
Good
you today?
morning. For those who don't know Lia, she is actually based in the state of Virginia, and she is actually part of two spiritist groups that are dear to her heart, as she told us. Lia is a board member of the Spirit Society of North Beach, and she is also a member of the Allan Kardec Spirit Society of Maryland. So, Lia, welcome to the Conscious Living, and thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Marcos. Thank you, dear friends of Florida, the Sunshine State, not like Virginia that is a little cold and cloud outside, but we are very happy to be here today with you. You know, it's a true honor to start the year with this reflection together. More than ever, we need to renew our votes of faith, to make our faith grow stronger, to touch our hearts and to touch the hearts of so many people that arrived in 2021 like soldiers coming from a battle, tired, like survivors. We have so much to be thankful for. We are here, alive, health, we are together, and we have, with a new year, new opportunities to renew our faith, to rethink our life, what we would like to do differently this year, how to hold hands, how to make us stronger. It's why we found this subject of study to be very appropriate to start the new year together. Faith for a new year, this is all we need. And let's see what the good spirits can tell us about this subject. We would like to start with this passage from the Bible we found on the book of Isaiah 41:10 that says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." So these wise words that are coming to us from a long time, we're still trying to understand how we can overcome our fears. And faith is one way. Faith is a way to overcome our fears. And trusting our God, our Creator, our Father, Mother, Creator that is watching over us, giving us strength during our moments of distress, upholding us during the times we fall. But for us to be able to have this strength, we must believe, we must develop this faith in this Creator that we now know that is all love and mercy and justice. So let's hold hands together and overcome our fears this year. So this is the first message for all of us. No more time for fear, for anxieties, for distress. Time to hold hands, time to have faith in our Creator, knowing that everything that comes in our way, it is for all self-improvement. It's part of our challenges. It's why we are here for, to progress, to develop resilience. And we can do if we do together. So, how to have faith in God? Here's a reflection that I found on the book De Consolador in Portuguese. Let's read together. To have faith is to keep in our heart the luminous certainty in God, a certainty that surpasses the scope of religious belief, making the heart rest in a constant energy of divine realization. So to have faith is more than a belief, it is a certainty. We understand there is a Creator out there and inside of us. We feel in our hearts that we are loved, we are watched, so we are not alone, and we need to make this faith grow. We must understand what God is and how to make this feeling, grow inside of us. As we read here, it is a constant energy of divine realization. So feel this energy, be immersed by the loving energy of our Creator in our heart. Have this certainty that we are not alone, that we can overcome all the obstacles that it comes in our way. To achieve faith is to achieve the possibility of no longer saying, I believe, but affirming, I know, with all the values of reason touched by the light of sentiment. So not only a belief, but a certainty to know that we are watched over with reason. So here it comes also the concept of a rational faith, to know why we believe in God, why we believe in our Master Jesus, why we believe on the high evolved spirits, why we believe in ourselves, why we believe in one another. All this, it's a type of faith we need to develop in our hearts. And it must be two sides, reason and sentiment. And faith is something that must be active. Faith cannot stagnate in any circumstance of life and knows how to work always, intensifying the amplitude of its enlightenment through pain or responsibility, through effort and fulfilled duty. So we must develop a active faith. a faith that is put into action, a faith that it can realize. We cannot simply believe and do nothing. It's why it cannot stagnate. It cannot be like a water that it is stopped and it starts smelling. No, we need to put our faith in action. And it's starting with the faith in God and extending this faith to other areas. So, certainty in God's assistance, it expresses the confidence that knows how to face all struggles and problems with the divine light in the heart, and signifies the redemptive humility that builds in the heart of the Spirit the sincere disposition of the disciple. So let's break down this sentence and try to understand what the spirits are telling us. So, certainty in God's assistance. Confidence. We must have confidence to know that we can face all the struggles and problems and have the strength, find the solutions to overcome this. So this is the certainty on the divine light, on our Creator, and with a disposition of the disciple, with a humility in our hearts, knowing that our Creator knows better what is good for us. Many times we believe that God is good when we receive everything we ask. But if we really receive everything we ask, it may not be good for us. So we need to develop this sense of humility and obedience to know that only what is good comes in our way. And to develop that, we need to develop this strong faith and this sense of humility. Okay, if we do that, we are going to be on the path of a sincere disciple, which is something that we are all aiming to do. How we can become a true Christian, a true Spiritist. How can we have this disposition of a disciple? As I mentioned, this comes from the book O Consolador, still in Portuguese, by the Spirit Emmanuel and Chico Xavier, the medium, question 354. As we mentioned on the previous slides, we need to add reason to our faith. And these words from Allan Kardec, the codifier of Spiritism, tell us that unshakable faith is only that which can face reason and all human epochs. More than ever, my friends, we need to develop reason. We need to understand why we believe, not simply believe. And only this strong, rational faith can survive the time, because it is strong. I brought here the difference between a rational and blind faith to clarify to us how we can differentiate and how a rational faith must be built. Blind faith is a type of faith that examines nothing, simply believe, okay, does not put the reason to think. And the spirits tell us that taking to the extreme, it produces fanaticism. And we see the dangers of fanaticism on the news, and we definitely don't want to take this path. Faith that is based on truth is the only kind assured of the future, because it has nothing to fear from the progress of enlightenment, since whatever is true in obscurity is also true in full light. So if we develop a rational faith, and this rational faith is based on truth, what is true, what is real, there is nothing to fear, because it's going to follow the progress of humankind. In other words, a rational faith must follow facts, science. It must make sense. Okay, we need to examine and understand everything we believe. But we also need to remember that faith cannot be prescribed nor imposed. Faith can only be acquired. And with this said, we need to respect our brothers and sisters that still did not find this rational faith. Okay, so we do not need to prescribe, to impose. What we need to do is to exemplify. We need to grow our own faith and exemplify and clarify to the ones around what is a true faith is, a rational, strong faith. Unshakable faith requires a foundation which is perfect understanding of that which is to be believed, like we mentioned. We must understand about God, for instance. We must understand the reason of our faith, and this will create a strong foundation that nothing is going to shake. And this is what we want to do. Another important aspect is a rational faith cannot be against reason, and it cannot be against our free will, our ability to choose. We are free to choose our own path. And a religion that cuts this freedom, it's not a rational religion. Another aspect for our reflection here. These words are found at the Gospel according to Spiritism, topics religion, faith, the state of unshakable faith, number 6 and 7. I also want to bring this quote from Mahatma Gandhi, who was not Christian, but to show to us that the universal truth is found everywhere. We must to have eyes to see and ears to listen. So faith must be enforced by reason. When faith becomes blind, it dies. So we don't want a faith that is going to die. We want a faith that's going to be strong, rational, and is going to survive and grow inside of us and expand around of us. So we also need to identify what is a sincere and truth faith is. Sincere and true faith is always calm. Even if we are in moments of turmoil, we still remain serene. We still have the certainty we are going to find a solution for our problems. It provides the patience that knows how to wait, because having its point of support in the mind and in the understanding of things, it carries the certainty of arriving at its objective. So, calm in the midst of a thunderstorm, patience to wait to pass, to find a solution, and having the understanding, the rationality in our minds to go through the difficulties. Hesitant faith senses its own weakness, and we definitely do not want our faith to be hesitant. When this hesitant faith is stimulated by interest, it becomes insensate and thinks it can supply the strength it lacks by means of force. And we saw we cannot force, we cannot impose faith. Calmness in the midst of struggle is always a sign of strength and confidence. And this strength and confidence is something we want to develop in ourselves. It is this concept, like we see on the image, not even a leaf drops from a tree without God's permission. It is the concept that everything it is immersed in divine laws. There is a time for each season. There is a time for the leaves to fall. There is a time for us to learn and grow. So we must be calm and confident. Force, on the other hand, is proof of weakness and self-doubt. We must exercise our faith, dear friends, because it's not easy to acquire all these characteristics of faith. But it's why we are here in a Sunday morning together, studying these subjects to be able to develop, to master this virtue of faith. These words are found on the Gospel according to Spiritism, the power of faith, topic number 3. So, the idea of belief not only needs to be rational, but we need to add our sentiments. The act of believing in something demands the need for sentiment and reasoning, so that the soul can build faith in itself. Like we mentioned before, the two sides. You add the reason, but you also add the sentiment. They must go together for our faith to be stronger. To admit the strangest statements without a true examination is to walk into the gorge of the absurd, where dogmatic ghosts lead the creatures to irrationalities. And we can see this throughout history, how the dogmas were created, how the irrationalities were created due to a blind faith, due to the lack of reflection to see if it makes sense, due to pride to imagine that we knew better than science, than facts. So this is very important. We need to understand the importance of reflection, the importance of rationality, but also to interfere in the essential problems of life without reason being illuminated by feeling is to seek the same slope where the merciless ghosts of denial lead souls to many crimes. So not only reason, not only sentiment, but both together. If we are very intelligent beings, very rational beings, but without sentiment, without the heart, without the emotions, we are also not balanced. So it's the same concept with faith. We need both to be together, sentiment and reason. This makes our faith stronger. Also from the Book of Consolador, question 355. Let's reason about other types of faith, because there are different types of faith. We have been talking about the need to have a faith in our Creator, to understand what our Creator is. And we learn with Spiritism that our Creator is not material. You know, our Creator is the absolute intelligence, is the cause of everything. And through the attributes of our Creator, we can understand what our Creator is and develop this unshakable faith, this certainty, you know. But what else can we learn about faith? This is found on the letter to the Hebrews that say, faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. So faith is linked to confidence, to hope and assurance. Let's see what else can we understand about faith. In its proper acceptation, it's certain that confidence in our own abilities renders capable of accomplishing physical things that we would not be able to do if we doubted ourselves. Oh, so we also need to develop faith in ourselves, not only faith in our Creator, but also in ourselves, in our abilities. So to be here with you today, it's an act of faith, because we are here explaining a subject that I do not master yet. I am learning, I'm trying to apply in my own daily life. So in another acceptation, faith means the confidence one has in accomplishing something and the certainty of achieving a particular purpose. So faith in God, faith in our Master Jesus, faith on the high spirits, but also faith in ourselves, faith that in our abilities to accomplish something, this confidence we need to develop in our souls. Faith provides a kind of lucidity that enables one to see in thought the end which is intended and the means to reach it. So it is this assurance that is going to happen what is best for us, in such a way that the one who possesses it proceeds in a manner of speaking with absolute certainty. So even if we do not see a solution for our problems, still we believe we are going to find one. Even if I'm facing, a disease that there is no cure, I still understand, I have the certainty that there is a lesson to be learned with this disease, and that the outcome is going to be positive for my soul, because my soul is going to learn, my soul is going to progress, is going to develop resilience, is going to progress. And it's not the reason why we are here, to progress, to imprint our own abilities in a material world, to leave here a legacy. So what type of legacy we are building in our lives? What we are doing? Just think about that. We are all different. We all have different abilities. So what can you do to make this world a little bit better? And starting with yourself, with your inner world. And after expanding to your family, to your friends, to your co-workers, to your community, to your country, the whole planet. So, and all this requires faith. Requires faith to believe we can do. That things that we can do, only us can do, not everybody else. But together, we complement one another. And all this is faith in action, because it is true love, it's true service that we can really exercise our faith. So in either case, faith enables the accomplishment of great things. So, and we can see, we can observe what human beings are capable of doing when they really put their faith, their abilities towards goodness. So there is no more time to make the same mistakes as before. It's a time to help build a better world, a world of regeneration. And there is no word of regeneration without faith. Okay. This is from the Gospel, according to Spiritism, the power of faith, topics 2 and 3. I love quotes, and I think they come to reinforce ideas and also to show to us that the help is always out there on the collective. Spirits people that incarnated and left teachings for us. So is the example of this woman, Helen Keller. I don't know if you are familiar with her story. She was born deaf and blind, and she was able to overcome all kinds of obstacles. She was the first American here to have a university degree. She became, a great speaker, telling us the importance to listen and to give chance to the people that had some kind of disability or special needs, like we like to say nowadays. And these words from her saying that optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. So optimism is very important. Self-motivation. We need to have a positive attitude to be able to accomplish things, because we need to face the struggles. We need to face all kinds of difficulties, in order to do what we are here for. So we need to have this feeling, hope, confidence, and a positive attitude, optimism, to realize. Also, another important aspect is to differentiate what is confidence and what is arrogance. There is a fine line between them. We must understand when we are really confident in our abilities or when we are arrogant, simply arrogant. So arrogance is not faith. One must guard against confusing faith with presumptuousness. It's a big word that it means arrogance, much easier to pronounce. So true faith allies itself with humility. Again, the concept of humility, to submit our will to God's will. Those who have faith put their trust in God more than in themselves. Oh, okay, so we must trust ourselves, but we must trust God more than ourselves. Okay, we must be self-confident about our abilities, but we must understand what our Creator wants us to do. So, and for us to know that, we must be aligned with our Creator. We must be aligned with the divine we have inside of us. We must observe, we must be in contact with this energy to understand what should be doing. I think Mother Teresa said she was a pencil on the hands of God. So it is the concept that we are here to be instruments of our Creator. We are here with a purpose, and we must find the purpose of our lives. Why we incarnated here? Why we are here in this moment and time? What should we be doing? These are questions we must ask ourselves and find answers in the moments of reflection and silence and prayer. If we are in a constant turmoil and agitation, we really do not have time to listen to these voices that are going to come, to tell us what we should be doing better than what we are doing now. Because they know they are simple instruments of God's wills. So the people that can trust more God than themselves and can do nothing without God. So we must develop this profound faith in this Creator that we're still trying to understand. Okay, that's why good spirits come to their aid. So what are the good spirits? They are the missionaries of our Creator. and they are all over around us, helping in our whole progress. It is an act of faith to feel them, to believe and to be aligned, to understand that. Again, presumptuousness is less faith than pride. So arrogance is pride. When I think I know everything, I know better than everybody else, this is not the act of faith, it's simply arrogance. Okay? And pride is always punished sooner or later by the disappointment and failures inflicted upon it. So, if we have pride in us, if we believe we are the best and better than everybody else, this is going to cause suffering for us because life is going to teach us. We are going to suffer disappointments and failures, and this will be our punishment. Not that God punishes us. It's simply a reaction of an action. It's the law of cause and effect. Whatever you do, it comes back to you. So you must understand that. This is the power of faith, Gospel according to Spiritism, number 4. So we must develop a faith that moves mountains. What is a faith that moves mountains? The point Jesus was making that even a little bit of faith, like the faith that is the size of a tiny mustard, can overcome the mountainous obstacles in our lives. So when we say that faith moves mountains, we are actually talking in the moral sense, not on the physical sense. So in the mountains, what are the mountains here? They are our difficulties. They are the resistances we encounter when we try to accomplish something. It is the will that is sick. It's not focused on the right direction. So these are the mountains we must overcome. But also the everyday prejudices. We can see how much, prejudice we still have out there in the world that we need to overcome. The material interests, the selfishness, the blindness of fanaticism, and our prideful passions. All these are the mountains that we must overcome because these are mountains that bar the way to all who are working for humankind's progress. So if we are interested to progress individually and collectively, we must do our part, to fight in a positive way all these kind of mountains. We need to remove these mountains from our path. This is the power of faith, number 2. And the invitation to develop a robust faith. I think most of us are familiar with this passage found in Matthew. I'm going to read for you. Suddenly, a violent storm came upon the sea, so that the boat was being swamped by waves, but Jesus was asleep. They came and woke him, saying, "Lord, save us, we are perishing." He said to them, "Why are you terrified, O you of little faith?" Then he got up, he rebuked the winds and the sea, and there was a great calm. We know that the parables, these little stories found on the gospel, they all have a teaching, a moral teaching for us. So what type of thunderstorms we are facing that we need to overcome, our fears by faith. We need to find this calm, this peace that only our Master Jesus can bring to us is the confidence that we are not going to perish, is the confidence we are going to find a way, we are going to, to overcome. And this is strong faith. Robust faith provides the perseverance, strength, and resources that enable us to overcome the obstacles in little as well as in big matters. So, few words here that are very important for us. Perseverance. We must persevere. We cannot give up. Strength. We need to have a moral courage, and we need to find resources, all kinds of resources. It may be material resources, it may be human resources, people that we need support to be able to overcome the difficulties. We cannot do alone, but holding hands, helping one another, it's easier to overcome these obstacles. And this, it is the attitude of a robust faith. So faith that is faltering provides uncertainty and hesitation. Definitely something we do not want to have, which strengthens the barriers we wish to overcome. This faith does not choose the means to win because it does not believe in the possibility of victory. So if we have this negative tendency or thoughts to just, even without trying, say we cannot do, we have already this defeated attitude that will not allow us to win anything. So again, the importance to develop this self-confidence, this faith in ourselves, but also faith on the divine, on the spirituality that is going to help us overcome. And this is what we read in the beginning from an old passage from the Old Testament. Our God, it is watching over us, upholding us, giving us the strength and the courage we need to proceed to accomplish our tasks here. The power of faith, number 2. So another important faith we must develop is the faith in the future. Faith is the innate sentiment of our future destiny that we believe when we know is going to be a beautiful one, because we understand we are constantly progressing. So our destination is beauty, is perfection, is happiness. So faith in the future, it is the awareness of the immense faculties whose seed was deposited in us, first in a latent state, in which we now must make blossom and grow by our active will. So this little seed, and it's interesting to make an analogy with the mustard seed, it's something we have in us, and we must, with our active will and attitude, make it grow, make it blossom, and this you give us all the resources and the tools we need to overcome the obstacles or the mountains in our path. So it is the will to wish and the certainty that such will can obtain its fulfillment. Again, if this is good for us, because many times we wish and we dream for things that are not good for mortal spirit. Sometimes we are caught on the illusions of the world, in our old passions and imperfections, and we wish for certain things that when we get, we see that's not good. right? It does not fulfill us. It does not bring us joy or peace or the happiness we imagine to have. So this is on the divine faith and the human faith. As we are going to see, there are these types of faith. It can be divine, but can also be human. Yes, faith is either human or divine, depending on whether people apply their faculties to their earthly needs or to their heavenly and future aspirations. So I would say, because we are living in a material world, we must have both faith. We must have the human faith, this self-confidence, this attitude of really building positive things, but we also need to have this divine faith, the faith in the future, because we know we are here just for a short period of time. Even if we live 100 years old, we are here just experiencing a material life, but here is not our final destination. Our real world is the spiritual world where we came from. We are going to return. So what we are doing for our future life, for after material life, for immortality. So individuals of genius who pursue the accomplishment of some great enterprise triumph if they have faith. So this is the human faith. And it's important. We need the genius or these enlightened spirits that came here with the mission to boost progress, the material progress, because this is also the reason why we are here, to develop this world, to make this world a little better, right? So this genius, they can feel with them that they can and must reach and accomplish something. And this faith we need to develop as well. On the other hand, moral persons who believe in their heavenly future and who want to fill their lives with noble and beautiful actions, in the certainty of the happiness that awaits them, drawn from their faith, the strength they need, thereby accomplishing the miracles of charity, devotion, and selflessness. So this second one, it is the missionaries. And we need both, right? We need the great genius, the great scientists and artists, or any great abilities, that it can develop our material world, it can leave here a legacy for us, but we also need these moral persons that come to show to us that it's possible to be charitable in a material world, that is possible to have this devotion, to work for the benefit of others, to work for the future, not looking for the material and momentary pleasures, but working for their souls. They already acquired these noble virtues, and they came here to show to us that is possible. So this we can think about a Mother Teresa, for instance, or in Sister Dulce in Brazil, or any other missionary we see through history that they came here and made the difference and showed to us the way of charity, of devotion, of compassion, and how it's possible really to live as brothers and sisters and to love one another. Finally, with faith, there are no evil tendencies that cannot be overcome. And this talks directly to us because we're still very imperfect beings. But if we work hard with faith, we can overcome our evil tendencies, which are our ignorance of the divine laws, which are our imperfections as human beings. But all this is the faith in the future, is because we believe we can be pure and perfect one day. So we must exercise and work hard to change these imperfections. So faith, it is power, and this power is in all of us, is the power with him that we need to discover. If all incarnates were fully persuaded of the power they have within them, if they wanted to put their will in the service of that power, they would be capable of accomplishing what until today have been called prodigies, and which are nothing more than a development of human faculties. So, what are the prodigies? Are the miracles, right? That Jesus exemplified, and he told us we could do the same and even more. But it is the understanding, it is the development of these abilities. It's like we read here, is to put our will in the service of that power, is putting our faith into action, is developing this human faculty that's going to allow us to heal others, to spread these energies, that have the ability to cure. So what were then the miracles of Jesus? It is the magnetism that Jesus already mastered. We learn with the Spirit's book, he was the most enlightened spirit that incarnated here on earth. So he gave us the example of what we can reach or accomplish as human beings. And one of the examples is the ability of putting a faith in action, heal others through love, through faith, through compassion, through this energy that we have inside of us that is still very, very small, but it can grow with time. So it's through faith that magnetism heals and produces the remarkable phenomena that formerly were regarded as miracles. And as we saw on the previous slide, it's just a human faculty that needs to be developed, needs to be studied and understood, right? So it is the power of love and compassion. And here you found on the Gospel of John the words of Jesus saying that we are able to do. Very truly I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father. So Jesus stayed here for a short period of time, and he demonstrated what we are able to do one day, once we reach his level of progress, of purity. But we have now the guide. It's why we say he's our guide and model, because he gives us the steps to reach this level. But it is not something easy. It's step by step that we can develop our spirit in terms of morality, in terms of intelligence, in terms of abilities. But one day we'll be able to perform these healings, these miracles as well. So the power of faith receives a direct and special application in magnetic action. Through faith, humans act upon the fluid, the universal agent, modifying its qualities and giving it an impulse that is resistible, so to speak. So Studying this subject, we can understand a little bit the work of passes in our spirit centers, the work of water that it is changed, and provide to us as medicines for our souls. So all this is the power of faith and the help of the more evolved spirits that comes to help us. It's why we are not alone. It's why it is important for us to develop this faith inside of us. Thus, those who combine a normally large fluidic power with an ardent faith can, solely by their will, directed towards the good, perform the remarkable phenomena of healing and other phenomena formerly regarded as miracles, but which are nothing more than the consequences of a natural law. So, everything, it is surrounded by divine laws. The laws studied in our material science, the moral laws we find on the Spirit's book, and this is just one more. All the phenomena we can study on the medium's book, they are the development of human faculties. They are nothing miraculous or special. So it's why it's important to study, to understand, to have a rational faith. And we are about to conclude our study, so I would like to leave a few words about this message, saying that faith is the mother of hope and charity. Faith must be active to be profitable, like we mentioned before. It cannot be stagnated. It must be active because it must be put into action. It must create work. It's why it's the only way to be profitable, It is the mother of all the virtues that lead to God. So if we want to walk towards God, it's through faith, because faith, it is going to generate other virtues, not only hope and charity, but other virtues that are going to lead us to our Creator. And in other words, to lead us to our Creator is to develop our virtues, is to develop our abilities to purify our spirits, per se. As we evolve, we become closer and closer to our Creator. So it's on this sense. Hope and charity are a consequence of faith. Faith provides hope, and faith provides love. Faith is a divine inspiration from God and awakens all the noble instincts that lead humans towards the good. So we must develop this ability, allow the inspirations to come in our direction, awake all the noble instincts, develop the seed, the divine seed that is inside of us, and work towards goodness, because this is our nature. We have a divine nature, and we are here to develop goodness, to spread goodness. So faith is the foundation of regeneration, so the regeneration of our souls and the regeneration of our planet as well. So we cannot imagine a world of regeneration if we do not develop faith, this confidence that is going to create hope and charity and love into action and serves to others. So thus this foundation must be strong and durable. Sincere faith is alluring and contagious. So we do not need to impose faith to others. We simply need to exercise our whole faith, and our faith will contagiate others, because we are going to exemplify how strong we can be, how we can face our struggles with a robust faith. So preach through the example of your faith in order to give it to others. And the best way to preach, as we learn, is through our own examples. Preach through the example of your deeds in order to enable others to see the merit of faith. So you see, faith must have deeds, must be put into action. Preach through your unshakable hope in order to enable others to see the trust that strengthens and encourages you to battle all the vicissitudes of life. So more than ever, dear friends, we need to develop hope in our hearts and faith for this year that is just about to start. Have faith in all that it contains of beauty and goodness, in its purity and its reasoning. So if we observe nature, we can see the beauty of our Creator. We can see that it's unbelievable. And this beauty is something that is waiting for us ahead. The beauty we need to recognize one another. The goodness we must press together. And this purity that one day we are going to reach. And all this is through reasoning, is through the development of our sentiments to understand all these virtues and the messages that comes to our direction. So the invitation is to love God, but know why you love God. Understand what God is, and allow yourself to feel the love, the goodness, the mercy of our Creator, the beauty of our Creator. Have this optimism on you, this confidence that faith can bring to you. Believe His promise, but know why you believe in them. Follow our counsels, but be aware of the objective we show you and the means we provide for you to reach. So we must do our part so we can follow the counsels of our mentors, of the high evolved spirits, but we must do our part. We must put our faith into action and do something with confidence, with perseverance. So believe and hope without losing heart. Miracles are the deeds of faith. This is a message by Spirit named Joseph. He communicated in Bordeaux, France in 1862. I brought a few highlights of this message. You can read the whole content on the Gospel according to Spiritism, the message, Faith, the Mother of Hope and Charity. And to conclude, I just want to bring this spirit here that incarnated among us and show to us that it is possible to put faith into action and leave a legacy of love, of service, of compassion. And this is what I wish for all of us on this year. Faith in our hearts, faith that is going to grow our love and our will to put this love in action, serving others, loving a little bit more, trusting a little bit more, so we may progress all together. I would like to thank all of you for your attention, for your good feelings towards this study. I appreciate very much, and I'm very grateful to be here with you today. Thank you.
Leah, thank you so much. It was such a deep reflection on faith. Is so important for us as we start the year. Even I, during your lecture, had to have faith in technology because I had a little bit of disaster with my internet at home. I'm glad your connection went well, and everyone told me that your lecture went fine. It was on my side. So, but I feel understanding what faith is and thinking about faith in God, right? But also faith in ourselves. It's something very important, and we struggle with that. We have such a, at least I speak for myself, I still have a very weak faith and very faulty faith when things get tough. I think that's part of the learning. And you gave us an immense amount of material that requires solitude and a quiet time to reflect and do some self-analysis to get it stronger.
Yes.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Friends, with that, I don't see any questions here. I just saw some comments here from Susanna saying those were, great reflections and a very in-depth material. I see one with some comments on great observations, considerations regarding the importance of faith, and thank you, and a lot of thank you from multiple people here. Lia, we do appreciate you being with us and sharing all this beautiful message with us. And to conclude, I just wanted to invite everyone for a very short prayer with us. Dear Master Jesus, our brother and teacher, thank you for your sacrifice and teachings and for never giving up on us. Beloved Master, please help us. Help us to dust off our willpower so that we choose to sacrifice our old habits, our imperfections, to strengthen our faith in our Father, Mother God, and in ourselves. As you said, we have a divine potential in us, and we need the courage to believe in that. Please help us all in the upcoming days as we start this new year. Whatever comes, may we remain calm, confident, and with the joy that you taught us through your gospel, through your examples. We ask, please, the protection and the blessings to all of those who are going through tremendous hardships in the beginning of the year. May the protector spirits, the spiritual benefactors, be with them, be with us, giving us all encouragement, faith, perseverance, and joy. Thank you, and so be it. And dear friends, a final reminder, although we continue physically closed, the center continues to be operational virtually. So if anyone is able to make a contribution to help us with our activities, you have the QR code right on top of Lia's image over there. So you can take a picture with your phone that will lead us through our website. And if you can, we appreciate. If you cannot, we understand, and we appreciate you being here with us. We wish you all a blessed week, and until next time. Bye, everyone.